Happy New Year, friends. Welcome back to the basement. Now, my first review here of the new year is on a show called Fool Me Once, and this is a new limited series from Netflix. The show is about an ex-military woman who has recently buried her murdered husband and sister. And essentially, she does not believe that these deaths were unrelated or coincidental, and she's essentially trying to piece together what has happened and uncover a giant conspiracy. So essentially, this is a mystery show, crime drama, thriller. Let me just say first that I really enjoy the nature of these kinds of shows and films. I love trying to piece everything together and see if I can figure things out before they ultimately show up on the screen. And when these types of things are made well, it's like watching a well-done magic trick. But when they aren't made well, things get a little predictable and things are telegraphed too much, and you can see all the twists coming from a mile away. The mystery doesn't even exist anymore. So, I'm happy to report that Fool Me Once did put on a pretty nice little caper. The show juggles multiple subplots underneath the main story throughout. And at the end, I thought it brought everything together in a very satisfying conclusion, in my opinion. Some of the ending revelations I was able to predict and see coming, but there were others that I was not, and one in particular caught me completely by surprise. Now, I am not the sharpest knife in the drawer, so savvy viewers will probably be able to figure out things ahead of schedule before I did. In fact, for those that have seen it, get down in the comment section and tell me what you thought of the ending or what things you figured out before they were revealed in the show. And with this show being in the mystery drama, I'm not going to dive too much into the details as to not spoil anything for anybody. But with that being said, do beware of spoilers down in the comments. It did take the show 2 or 3 episodes to really get its hooks in there, but once it did, it did not let up. So I would advise anyone that hasn't really been pulled in through the first couple episodes to just keep going. It will hit its stride. The show has to build its foundation, and it sets up a lot of questions before it starts handing out answers to any of them. And as the show goes on, it felt like anytime something was solved or revealed, the show would throw a curveball and add a wrinkle to things just to keep you guessing, which goes a long way to keeping us interested in what's happening. Most of the episodes are around 45 minutes or so, so the show does move along at a pretty decent clip. I don't recall ever thinking that anything was dragging on too long, with the exception of the slow start, of course. And with all the subplots kind of weaving in and out of each other throughout the show, I found I did appreciate the smallish number of kind of main cast members. It made the information a lot easier to follow and not get lost in it and trying to remember who is who, or who made who, or who made you. Now, I felt the acting was solid in this show, though nobody knocked my socks off. I seen some reviewers had an issue with some of the acting in it. I didn't feel that negatively towards it in that regard. Some of the characters may be a little cliche, but not to a level that I felt it rubbed me the wrong way. And for whatever reason, I actually really like the English accent. I really couldn't tell you why. It just sounds good to my ears. I even have Siri on my phone set to have an English accent. I just think it sounds sophisticated and classical.
When you gonna win a game, you fucking wanker?
My only real criticisms with this show are kind of in some of the writing and some of the characters with the decisions that they made. For example, on multiple occasions while watching this, I found myself saying, nobody would do that or say that. And I know that that's a sweeping, broad statement, and there most certainly are people that would do and say those things. Because, well, sometimes we make terrible decisions and do things that don't make any sense. But that's something that takes me out of a show personally more than subpar acting or cliches do. At some point, the plot needs to move from A to B, and sometimes that's written in the quickest way possible, unfortunately. But it does happen quite a bit. But hey, with the writer's strike behind us now, maybe that's going to become less of an issue going forward. Doubtful, but I still have hope. So yes, I think Netflix is starting out this year on a strong note, on the right foot. I recommend you guys check this show out. Come back, get in the comments section. Let's talk about it a bit. While you're down there, maybe hit the subscribe button, press that like button, please help a guy out. So yeah, I will be giving the show 4 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it quite a bit. I think a lot of people will. And up next, I will be giving my review on the Apple show Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, so be on the lookout for that fairly soon. Thank you very much for your time, everybody, and I am out of here. This is fucking so bad.